You mentioned yesterday that you wanted to see carryover from your group. Did you get what you kind of were looking for today?
Yeah, I mean, coaches are never satisfied. So I didn't get what I wanted, but I thought a lot of good things. Tonight we played good balance on offense. We had 5 guys in double figures, then had another guy with 9. I think a couple more right around that 6 mark. That's how we want to play. That's carryover. We don't have any interest in having the leading scorer in the conference or anything like that. We want to use our depth and we want to have balance. We shot a good percentage from the floor tonight, I think 49%. We had a low turnover game, 6 turnovers. So there's a lot of positives on offense. But what makes basketball the greatest game ever invented is you strive for perfection, but you never can get it. So we got to make more free throws. We got to shoot the ball better from three-point line. So there's always some things we could do. But I thought offensively we executed well.
Coach, I was going to ask you about the 6 turnovers. I mean, that's really incredible when you think about it. Your first game and with as many possessions as you guys had.
Yeah, it's a part of our identity, but give the players all the credit. They're the ones that have bought in and embraced this. It's one of our many objectives with each basketball game is to be a low turnover team. Last year we had a team that had 1 turnover in a game. I thought that was pretty special. I asked our SID to see if that might have been an NCAA rule, a record, but it wasn't. There's been a lot of games played in the history of our sport with 1 turnover, but to my knowledge, there's never been one played with 0 turnovers. And so that's a personal goal of our team is to try to play a game this year with no turnovers. But I thought tonight was a good start in that direction.
Go to Joe here in the front.
Coach, I was really struck by the fact that there was almost constant substitution. It seemed like almost virtually at every dead ball or whistle there was new guys coming in and coming out. Is that the sort of substitution pattern that's probably going to hold for the season, or are you going to be tapering things off a little bit? What's going to happen there?
Yeah, I don't know the exact rotation we'll end up going with, but one thing we will do is we'll use our depth. We think our depth is a big part of our identity this year. We have 12 players suited out, and there's a strong case for all 12 and why they should be playing in the game. All of them work hard in practice, and I have a lot of confidence in all 12 of them. But give our players credit for that too. They're the ones that have bought in to the new system of substitution. We ask our guys to play as hard as they possibly can when they're on the floor, and in return, we give them rest when needed. But I liked tonight's unselfishness. I thought we had guys on the bench cheering for their teammates and things like that. It's a team sport. Every night's not going to be Anthony's night. The next night might be Devin. The next night might be Keenan. It's a team sport. If you're going to compete for a championship, it's not about individual, it's about team. And I thought tonight we had a nice spirit of unselfishness on the bench.
Coach, can you talk about Shoddy? I know he had 11 points, but it seemed like every time he turned around, he's on the ground getting a loose ball or something like that. It seemed like his intensity really kind of brought up the level for the entire team.
Yeah, he's a hard-playing dude, man. He plays really hard. Effort's never a problem with Shoddy. I'm really proud of him because I think he's really embracing team basketball as well. He's doing a lot of things without the ball that he's never done before. He came to us well coached. He played for Coach DeMayo at Northwest Florida. And when you get a player from Northwest Florida, they're ready to play. And I think so Shoddy has an advantage over a lot of players transferring in because he played for a great coach. But he's an energizer guy. His spirit, his energy, how hard he plays is one of the backbones of our team.
Let's go to Jared in the front.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned the offense. How do you feel like the team played defensively?
Thought we played well, to hold a team to 40% shooting. 40 points, and I think less than 30% shooting is a good mathematical night. I think from their point of view, they missed a lot of shots. They're a good shooting team in preparation. They have several guys on their team. I think they're going to end up having a good season because they can shoot the ball from multiple positions. We were fortunate tonight that a lot of their shots didn't go in. But give our guys some credit, too. Give our guys credit for competing. I also like the maturity of playing the 40-minute game. A lot of times with a younger team, if you have a big lead, you'll see slippage late. And from where I was sitting, there wasn't a lot of slippage. I thought we played the game responsibly, and we had a respect for the game and a respect for the opponent for 40 minutes, which I was proud of our guys for that.
Coach, maybe I missed it, but I was watching pretty close. I didn't see any three-guard situations. It seemed like you had 3 bigs out there pretty much the whole time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that something you think is going to be a recurring theme with you playing generally with 3 bigs up there and 2 guards?
It was just kind of what you define as a big. To me, Zach's not a big, Justin's not a big, Thomas isn't a big. These are multi-dimensional players. I don't see basketball locked into positions. I don't know what a 2 or a 3 or 4. I don't like what is LeBron James. You know, LeBron James is a player, and we'd like to get to the point here where we have some LeBron Jameses on our roster in terms of their multi-dimensional game, or develop some of our players, which I think we're doing a good job, and give the players all the credit. But your question is fair. We do have a big team, and we can put different lineups. And so I have a lot of confidence having a Zach and Anthony and a Norrance out there together. A lot of that'll be based on how we can defend and how we can execute on the offensive end. But we're certainly a team that I think can play in different fashions. So tonight, maybe more of our forwards are on the floor. Maybe next game, more guards. And I like that about our team. We're multi-dimensional.
We got time for a couple more. We'll go to Sean here in the middle.
Coach, you said you were going to experiment with some things this game. What things did you experiment with that you were happy with, and what things did you experiment with that you weren't happy with?
Yeah, well, we changed ball screen, defense coverages a few times. We changed our offensive alignment a few times. So I was pleased with the guys. We gave them a little bit of in-game, like during a timeout, go do this, things that we necessarily hadn't worked on before. But we're an experienced team, right? 6 juniors, 6 seniors, so that was nice to see. From an improvement standpoint, you know, we got to do a better job at the free throw line. We got to do a better job fouling. I think we fouled almost 20 times tonight. That's way too many. I thought the game was well officiated. So there's always, again, it's what's great about basketball. There's always good things, and there's always things you can work on.
Go back to Chuck and then.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you about, was the free throw shooting. You're at 59%, and then you take out the threes and the 3 attempts, and you shoot 59% from the field. So there's some fascinating numbers tonight, but the 59% from the free throw line's got to frustrate you a little bit.
Yeah, I think Corky Oglesby is our free throw shooting coach, so I don't know if we need to fire him or what. But is that a new jacket, Corky? Is that a new jacket?
No, it's old.
Yeah, looks good. Looks good.
Got my name in it.
Adam, to wrap it up.
Coach, I know you're a player-oriented guy, you're a team-oriented guy, but if you don't mind if I ask you a personal question, it's kind of been a long road, it seems like, since the hiring process and kind of getting to today. Can you just kind of walk me through finally being able to get out there and be on the bench and coach and get this thing rocking?
Yeah, a lot of special moments today, just thinking about first time to play in front of our fans. Just really, more than anything, excited to get on the floor with these players. You know, these 12 guys that are playing this year, and then the 4 red shirts. These are special guys. And so when we started this journey months ago, from a press conference to recruiting guys to a grueling summer of work to an off season, from a team retreat, community service. We've had some adversity like every team. We've had some good times, but it was just cool and a lot of fun to finally get on the court with these guys. You know, I enjoyed pregame meal, I enjoyed the shoot-around, I enjoyed being in the locker room with these guys. And I'm looking forward to a journey with these guys. I have a lot of confidence in these players. I have a lot of confidence in our coaching staff, and I'm very optimistic on what we can do here year one as we continue to build the program.